Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another edition of Action Sunday, and of course, I know I'm kind of back in the old studio because I am in the process of moving this stuff. But so this one's gonna be probably the last of the Action Sundays in this old studio because, like I said, the studio's moving. But anyway, let's get off the sad topic. Let's move on to today's review, and that is Good Guys Wear Black, and this can come more appropriately because this week, literally Tuesday, mark your days, is Chuck Norris's birthday. Not just any birthday, it's his 80th. Holy shit. Chuck Norris, oh my goodness, it will be 80 years old. I think he's going to be I think to my knowledge, I think he's going to be the oldest living martial arts actor. I think wow, that's crazy to think about that. The fact that this is the same guy that started out in Way of the Dragon, but here we go. We go to this one, which is Good Guys Wear Black. This movie came out in 1979, years after Enter the Dragon came out. And here he plays a guy named John T. Booker. If that character rings any bells, which I'll get to later on. He's a former Army commando let's see. Beginning of this movie's kind of twofold. Okay, the first part of the story is an operation that CIA is trying to spearhead, okay, and they obviously get these army commandos to do this mission, and of course somehow it goes awry, and he gets, how I say is they got set up, so essentially, and then let's see, then we flash forward to where, okay, so he's no longer a commander, but yet somehow people of his squad are mysteriously getting killed. Ooh, so it's one of those kind of things. It's one of those what I looked into. It's one of those conspiracy killer kind of films, movies that fit in the vein of like Telephone or 3 Days of the Condor, which I believe I don't think I've reviewed on this channel, but I will recommend you go check that movie out. All right, so it fits in the vein of that, and it's really, really good. So pretty much, if you're expecting this to be like big blood, guts, and explosions, there's very little of that. It's a slow process. This was one, like I said, this came out in '79. Okay, so the action martial arts genre wasn't really clicking in yet. But of course, here's the thing: they were trying to find someone to fill the void because Bruce Lee had passed away years before this movie ever came out. So they were trying everything to fill that void of, okay, who can be the next Bruce Lee? I'm going to say this right now. No one's ever going to be the next Bruce Lee. Of course, I could talk about Brandley, but that's a story for another day, all right? But anyway, the purpose of this is to focus on Chuck Norris. Chuck Norris, obviously, is Chuck Norris. And for this one that made him iconic, it's... I would say he could show, this started to show, his range of being an actor, or, the growing pains. It's the growing stage. So, and it's kind of weird seeing Chuck Norris super young. He's probably in his late 20s, early 30s, slimmer, blonde hair, just a mustache, no beard, and he looking like a freaking badass in this movie. And I really enjoyed this movie for the most part. I love the whole vibe. The whole cloak and dagger story. Really, really good stuff, and it just builds the tension. Okay, like I said, you're expecting blood, guts, and explosions. There's none of that. There's very little bit of that, but there's just tension throughout the movie. But there is some gunfights and a bit of explosion in the beginning of the story because, like I said, there was an army operation that went awry. Right, that part's not is good, but here's my one gripe about that. You could barely see it. The picture quality was terrible. It was. I felt like I was watching a dark screen for that part of the movie. But of course, as the movie progressed, I felt like the action ramped up, the story got good, and by the end, I really enjoyed it. Maybe just kind of cracking a smile and was like, this was good. Not much else I can say. The rest of the cast, let's see, you got a young Anne Archer. My goodness, I think she really did a good job, playing this character, more of a love interest that Booker falls in love with kind of thing. But yeah, it kind of worked. Let's see, Jim Backus had a bit of a cameo in this. I forget what the actor is, but the main villain, I don't want to give away. I forget who he's played by, but he's possibly one of the best screen legends ever. But he did a good job. Like, it just builds. They all do their part. But like I said, Chuck Norris's growing pains are there. Okay, so but yeah, but hey, you can see how far he's come in what my goodness, what seems like a long career. Okay, and let's talk about this. He went from starring in movies to just doing television, and to that way he could handle his wife, and then because she wasn't feeling well, and then of course him slowly working back into the limelight, and of course coming back in Expendables 2, which was great. How ironically playing Booker. So I'm like, do you think it's the same character? Maybe, I don't know. Just saying. But of course, Expendables 2 possible future review. All right. But anyway, so yeah, I would say this is for Chuck Norris's very first big outing on the silver screen. It's a damn fine movie. It's not a masterpiece, but you can definitely tell there's some growing pains with this movie. It's like it was struggling to find a mark, but you can still find some enjoyment in this. And of course, if you're expecting, like I said, expecting big stuff, none of that. But there's an incredible stunt. That is the drop kick through the window stunt, of the driving car, and which he does. And he does that again in Walker Texas Rangers. So bit tidbit there, all right? So if I have to give Good Guys Wearing Black a score, I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. That's as best I can do. All right. So that does for this week. Let me know what you think. Thumbs this video, subscribe my channel, and stay tuned for some more awesome, exciting videos. And I'll see you in the new studio.